Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Here from the Hill, we're talking a little football with Coach Giampa once again as we look at last week's football game and we move forward to this week's game against Clinton. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Coach, welcome back. Let's talk a little bit about the success you guys enjoyed last week on the field against Leicester. How has it been this week? How are the kids coming off of that big win?
They're good. They've worked hard this week. I think we did a good job of compartmentalizing the last win and then moving on to this week against another really good team. We were proud of them the way they played. We thought, Leicester was a really good team, a super physical team, a team that's traditionally one of the powers here in Central Mass. So we were happy with the way we played and we enjoyed it. And then we moved on Monday.
We had an opportunity, or I had an opportunity to talk to a few of your players the other day, and I love doing that because it's great to see the perspective that they have from being on the field and kind of how they view we'll call it the journey of learning throughout a season. So all three of them did a great job. And they all kind of put it in perspective. They talked about, what, we take it one day at a time. Our next preparation is for our next team. And that's a credit to you as a coach. You don't want the kids to get too high. You don't want them to get them too low, but you want to keep them in the middle. And what's that like? How hard is that to keep the kids kind of grounded and focused?
Yeah, it's a balancing act because on the one hand, you want kids to enjoy what they do, and you
Sure.
want them to enjoy, the work they put in and then the fruits of the labor. But at the same time, if you get caught up in where you've been, you're not looking in the rear view mirror all the time. That's how you get into accidents. So we got to look forward. Again, let the kids enjoy it. Make sure they take pride in what they're doing. They're doing a good job. They're working hard. But also at the same time, you know, making sure that they understand, what got them to where they were last week isn't going to do anything for you this week. So making sure that they turn around, have the focus on this week, and then as coaches too, we make sure that our message is to look forward, not to be happy with what we've done and not to look back. And I think they've done a good job. We've had a great week of practice. I'm excited. I think the kids are excited for a tough one this week.
Yeah, you know what? When you win a game like that, you celebrate for 24 hours and you get right back to work. And I love that. It's like the Bill Belichick mindset as well. Keep everything grounded that you can and just keep building forward. So let's talk for a minute about some big plays that took place during that game that you think kind of changed the momentum. Cody, I'll tell you this. I mean, you guys struck hard on the offensive end. You continue to punch it through into the end zone. That is the key. Obviously, teams are going to score. I mean, it's your defense wins games, but the offense also puts the numbers on the board. So anything that sticks in your mind about some of the plays that were key plays?
Yeah, I think we had a few. I think the offensive line played really well, and I think that's where for me, that's where everything starts. They have to, people get caught up in where the ball is and who has their hands on the ball. But if you're not playing well up front, if you're not taking care of, the blitz pickups and the way the D lines are shifting and stunting and that sort of thing, then you're not going to be very successful. So I think it starts up front. I think they did a really nice job against a very physical defensive line. And consistently, we had some big runs in the game, but those runs were those start up front, right? Because you can't one guy versus 11 isn't going to do very much. So I think the offensive line did a nice job. I think Corey, our quarterback, had a nice game facilitating when we asked him to. He does a really good job being patient. He's a team first guy, so we're really proud of the way that he's been playing. Um, he's bought into our system and what we do, and when he has his opportunities to throw the ball, he does a nice job. He doesn't force anything. He goes through his progressions, and I think you saw that in the game. He also has a lot of faith in his receivers. He'll put the ball in positions where they can go get it, and that's hard to do. So we're happy with him,
Yeah,
the way he's played.
we're seeing the maturity in him in that leadership role and how important that is to keep everybody balanced, distribute the ball, and just be that coach on the field. And when you have a quarterback that's doing all that, that just makes your life a little bit easier, and it keeps the 11 on the field calm at certain times, which is vitally important. All right, let's switch gears for a second. Let's talk about Clinton, a proverbial powerhouse in football. You guys have played him the last couple of years. How do you prepare for a team like this? I mean, obviously each week is a little bit different when you're looking at what programs do, but from a coach's lens, what are you doing differently to prepare?
Well, Clinton, we've played them the past few years, like you said. They're a very good team. They're another really well coached team. We have a lot of respect for their coaching staff and the work those guys put in. They run an offense that's similar to ours, so it takes away some of that unfamiliarity that we can present to different teams because they're going to be used to seeing what we do. So it just comes down to executing. I mean, it's not luckily for everybody, people involved and fans and everybody. It's not the coaches who are playing the game, right? So it's the kids, and they're the ones who are out there executing. And we just harping on our execution has to be better than theirs. And if we execute better than they do, then that's what usually leads to good things. But this is a huge challenge. This team is incredibly talented. They're always talented. These kids play football from the time that they're little. They play together from the time that they're little. There's a phenomenal community in Clinton that comes together to support that team, and we're going there. So this is our first away game, which is always presents a unique challenge. So it just comes down to execution. One team's going to execute better than the other team, and then that's the team that's gonna be successful. So we rely on the kids to take what we've worked on during the week and not try to out scheme anybody. I think as coaches, you can get in trouble when you start trying to, be the puppet master, and start trying to out scheme people and trying to, you know, out plan and out. The kids have to go out and execute, and so we rely on our some fundamentals, the stuff we've been working with since August, and then relying on the kids to carry that out and execute what we're trying to do.
Yeah, you know what? Don't change from that because kids need that type of structure and understand that in life there's ebbs and flows. You're going to win championships. You're going to face some tough losses sometimes, but at the end of the day, that steady progression is what's going to carry you to the end. So great job with that. You talked about going on the road. How difficult is that to keep a mindset when you get on that bus and you got to travel, then get there and recalibrate? First time for that this year, and again, that's a whole different psychological preparation.
Yeah, it is, but I mean, once you get there, their field's the same dimensions as our field. So I mean, once you get to there's a couple things around the game, but the game doesn't change, right? So again, they might have more fans than we do, or we might have more fans than them. Those are all things outside of our control. But there's lines every 5 yards, and there's hash marks, and there's end zones, and the goal remains the same. So once we get there, we warm up the same. We do our pregame the same. The jersey's white instead of purple, but there's really not, you know, there's not that much of a difference. And we don't focus. And again, those things, the differences are outside of our control. What the bus is like, how long the bus ride is, the temperature on the bus, having to get here a little bit earlier or later. None of that stuff's in our control, so we don't worry about it, right? All that stuff is just a distraction from the game. When the refs start the game, there's an offense, there's a defense, and it's the same thing that we've been doing up here. So we're not really there's really no difference in home or away or any of those things once the game starts.
Yeah, absolutely love hearing that, Cody. And it sounds like you're a 25-year veteran coach talking about those type of things. And those are the structures that we talk about keeping them in place. Hey, a quick shout out to all your fans and your parents. They're doing a great job cheering you on. We're hopeful that tonight, I'm I already think it's Friday, but we're hoping on Friday that same group will bring that energy to support the purple and gold on the field. And, it's one of those things that you just build in a climate and a culture, and it's really permeating throughout the school. And I'm hopeful that, a lot will follow you up there to Clinton and get behind you guys. So any last words to them?
Yeah, like I said, Clinton's a community that since I've been aware of football, they've always been really strong behind their team, and they're going to have a ton of people there. And our fans have been fantastic this season in our 2 home games, and we hope to see a lot of the fans travel out to Clinton and show up out there. It's a great facility. It's a great place to watch a game. And again, our kids love the support. They notice it. They enjoy it, and they deserve it. They work hard, and again, like I said a few weeks ago, it's a community endeavor to have a football team, right? So fans, parents are involved in the team. It's not like they just send their kid off and then we take care of them for however long we have them and then send them back. It's a whole community behind the team. So hopefully we get a lot of that support out there, and they get to see another, another product that they're proud of on Friday.
Coach Giampa, thank you very much, man. We're super proud of where you're at right now. More importantly, you're leading these kids in a way that helping them not only be better athletes, but better people. And that's a really big thing when it comes to helping a child get to that next level. So continue success. We look forward to being there on Friday night, and do your best to preserve the integrity of what you're creating, my friend. There you have it, Coach. Have a great week, everybody. Hope to see you at the game on Friday. And we'll just finish this off right here with our little music. And I thought that this would work, but that's not working. But Coach, again, from our end, thank you so much. Everybody, thanks for joining us. Good luck. Go Minutemen, and we'll come back and we'll circle around on Monday morning with the kids. Have a great day.
Thank you very much. Go BT.